Hello and Assalamu alaikum. So today we will be doing the second lab of Azure on PwnedLabs with the title of Unlock Access with Azure Key Vault. If you guys have seen the previous lab, which was the first one, so we were able to compromise the credentials of a user. So this is where we continue here today. We have this user credentials, his password obviously, and we will be signing into the Azure portal. So let's see the scenario here. After successfully compromising the Azure user account and gaining access to their cloud environment, Mega Big Tech have asked us to see how far we can penetrate into the cloud environment and if we can access any confidential data. Specifically, they need us to assess the security of resources associated with the Azure subscription ID, blah blah blah. Okay, so simple situation, we got the basic credentials, but now we want to see, or if we say it this way, Mega Big Tech wants to see how much deeper we can penetrate into the Azure or cloud environment. So let's begin, I guess. Let's open PowerShell and log in into our user, which is via AZ login command. Right, this is our user because I have done this lab before, so these users are already here, and the password was the one mentioned here, the equals 12345, or maybe let's do it this way. Let me log out those users and sign out and forget, sign out and forget. Okay, fine, let's do it again so that you can see the whole process. Also, I do not want to give hints of commands here, so I'll disable this as well. But let's first log in Marcus at megabigtech.com. And what's the password? The password is the eagles 12345. Copy paste. Okay, we are logged into it. Let's press enter and select the default subscription, F94. So this is the subscription that we are going to enumerate. Here is it is mentioned by the subscription ID. Okay, so AZ login, I do not want to see this because it can really ruin the party here, because you will be seeing all the commands up front, and I believe that it hinders the learning process. So how to disable PowerShell suggestions. By the way, I'm not a PowerShell expert by any means. I'm just learning it along these labs, so expect me to do some mistakes and blunders, and I'll be very glad if you can point them out in the comment section. So now I have executed this command and I do not see any suggestions now. Okay, fine, great. Let's begin. We have logged into our user. First thing first, let's see who am I. When we usually do boxes or stuff, we check in Linux what is our current user. We have logged in, so it's the AZ CLI counterpart is AZAD signed in user and then show. So this is the user, Marcus Hutch. This is the email address, and job title contains the flag which is from the previous lab. Okay, fine, we are into the right user. So let's see what resources do we have access to on Azure cloud. Which resources can we access? So let's see the list of resources. Here we can see only one, which is Microsoft Key Vault. Microsoft Key Vault vaults, and this is the name of the the key vault resource. This whole is the unique ID of this resource in Azure, which is in this subscription. The resource group name is this, and then it is Microsoft Key Vault with the name of ext contractors. So a key vault is usually used to store different type of secrets, tokens, and stuff securely in Microsoft. So it can contain some juicy information. To check that, let's see how can we first AZCLI key vault. I want to look into the key vault, but I do not know the commands. So Microsoft documentation is our savior. Just search for AZCLI because we are using Azure CLI and then key vault. So it has a loads of information here. What we are interested in is that we need to see the secrets in this key vault. So secret, okay, so AZ key vault secret, and then AZ key vault secret list. Let's see this one, AZ key vault secret list, and it needs, these are the optional parameters. So let's see, AZ key vault secret list. Vault name needs to be specified. Vault name, I think it was in the optional parameters. Required if ID is not specified. Okay. Okay, AZ key vault secret list vault name is this ext contractors. Right, so we have some secrets in here, and these are the keys of those secrets, like Alyssa Suarez, sounds like a human name, Josh Harvey, and Ryan Garcia. So we have 3 secrets in this key vault, and they are entitled with a human name. So let's see the value of these names, and for that let's go back to our documentation. AZ key vault secret show, AZ key vault secret show, vault name, and the name of the secret. So let's do it. AZ key vault secret show, vault name is ext contractors, and the secret name is Josh Harvey. Maybe let's begin with Alyssa Suarez. Oh, sorry, I missed the flag. It's name. Okay, fine. So these are the attributes of the secret Alyssa Suarez. Content type, ID, obviously each resource, each item in the Azure cloud has its own unique ID, and this is the interesting part here, the value of the secret, which is welcome 123. So I guess let's create Azure secrets so that we can save the values. Welcome, what is it, 123. Okay, fine. Let's see the value of the second secret, which is Josh Harvey. Here is it, Josh Harvey, and we have the secret here. Let's type this out, Josh Harvey. These secrets looks like passwords, and so they are as well. So just saving in a separate text file so that we can test these credentials later on. Ryan Garcia is the last secret. Let's fetch the password of Ryan. This is the password of Ryan Garcia. Okay, so we have got 3 different usernames and 3 different passwords. What can we do with it? The idea that these users can be on Azure and cannot be on Azure, like these users can be of some remote web application portal that we do not have access to, or on the other hand these users can be still currently can be users on this Azure subscription as well. This so what can we do right now is that we need to test whether we have these users in our Azure subscription or not, because if they are, then there is a high chance that these passwords of, if I say that there is still a chance, not the high chance, but there's still a chance that these passwords are being reused here. So there's no harm in some enumeration and trying these passwords. Obviously we just have 3 password candidates and not a list of millions. So let's try it out. Let's first see what users do we have in our Active Directory, or which is known as Entra, because in Azure subscription, the users are first created in Entra, which was previously known as Active Directory, and then they are assigned the roles in the subscription. So we will be checking the users in Azure Entra ID, and for that AZAD user list is used, which is a huge list. So, and this is pretty common. Usually Entra have a lot of users in it, some guest ones, and so what can we do here is that we can filter for our specific candidates, Josh, Ryan, and Alisa. As I said earlier, I'm not a PowerShell expert and I only know grep. I'm sorry. So I'll be using grep here. -E is for regular expression matching, and I is for case insensitivity. And our candidates are Josh or Ryan or Alisa. So let's find. So we have Josh Harvey, which is a consultant, EXT, which can be denoted for external. So looks like an external user is added in Azure Entra ID, and it is a valid user. So we found a password candidate for Josh Harvey in Key Vaults as well. So why not try this user out? And for that, what can we do? So let's first see if this user is member of some group in the the Entra ID. So for that, get mg user member of is used. Let's first see the documentation. Get mg user member of. So this is a function, you can say, or command of the Graph API. So if you are going to run this command, you have to first install the module of Graph API as well in your PowerShell and enable it before you will be able to use it. The groups and directory roles that the user is a member of. So this helps us understand the roles and the groups the user is part of in the Active Directory. So get mg user member of, it accepts the user ID argument, and user ID is ext.josh, I'm reading from here, .harvey@megabigtech.com. So get mg user member of dash user ID. Okay, so get mg user member of, authentication needed, please call connect mg graph, connect mg graph. Fine, let's run this now. Okay, fine. So we have this IDs and then deleted date time. I'm pretty new to PowerShell, so there's this thing that this output returned, though it is not revealing the complete output, but it can contain some additional properties as well. So to check what if there are any properties that are not being printed here on the console, I don't know why it works like this, but I'm learning. So for that we need to pipe this output to get member, and it will tell us that it has three properties. The one is ID, we saw it. The other one is deleted date time, we saw it as well. And the third one is the additional properties. We are not able to see this one, so let's fetch this. And for that, select object is used in PowerShell. Select object is another commandlet that is used to specify the specific object that you want to print from a flow of objects or from a group of objects. So select object, and here we will select the additional properties. Here you can see that we can now see some data, but it is being truncated and there's no option to scroll. So for that, there's a flag in select object with the name of expand property, and it will expand this into a readable format. Okay, sorry, a typo here. Expand property. Okay, so let's make this a little bit big. Okay, so we have these additional properties. So what we did is that we are querying the graph API, and we are checking if this user is member of some groups in the Active Directory or Entra. So we can see here three different groups. The first one is customer database access, the second one is directory readers, and the third one, is there any? Yeah, the default directory. So this one sounds interesting. Customer database access, it says that it provides full read-only access to the mega big tech customer list and customer, I hope so, information. So what can we do? Let's take use of this customer database group that we are in, and maybe try to fetch some information from it. So for that, we are currently logged into Marcus user, but now let's use the credentials that we found. We will first log out, and let's log in into this Josh. It was the email address. It was ext.josh.harvey@megabigtech.com, and the password is here. This is the password. So it worked eventually, and the password was correct, was being reused, that we fetched from the key vault. We validated the user, it existed in the Entra, and we logged into the Azure using the credentials that we got. So we know that this user is member of the customer database access group. So let's see what role assignments do we have here. Get AZ. So in Azure, role-based access control is widely used, which is in layman terms, you can say you specify who can do what. So different roles are specified for different users. So this commandlet is used to fetch those roles. So get AZ role assignment. Again, a huge list. This is also common. Subscriptions do have a lot of users in it, but we are only interested in the display name and the role assigned to that user. So let's use the select object commandlet, and we need the display name and we need the role definition name. So here are these are all the service principals, because the hash is used to specify the name. But here are some users and groups. Ian Austin has Key Vault administrator. Marcus Hutch has Key Vault reader and Key Vault secrets user. And this is the user that we use to fetch the information from Key Vault, and that gave us the the password of Josh Harvey. And then Josh Harvey has the reader access. We saw it in the get mg user member of commandlet, and customer database access is our display name, and it has the role customer database access. So this is a group and it has the role this customer database access, which is again it is a custom role. It is not part of Azure RBAC. You can Google it online. So we need to see that what this role does, what this role is capable of. So if we know what this role is capable of, then we can definitely utilize it and maybe exploit it, and because we are in this group and we have this role as well. So for that there is a command az role definition list. So it tells us the different privileges that each role has, but we are only interested in custom role, and that's because there are other built-in roles as well, and it will be a huge output. It will tell us what each role is capable of, what each role can do, but we are only interested in the custom ones. So let's run it. So again, a lot of gibberish. I should be using the filtering and grepping, but again, as I mentioned, not very comfortable with PowerShell as of now. So here we have provides access to the mega big tech customer list. This is the same description that we saw on that group, and what this group or role you can say is capable of. This is a custom role. You can see here role name customer database access, and what this can do is that permissions and actions, it can read the tables in a storage account. So again, interesting action, because they can be sensitive information in the storage accounts. Storage accounts is just like a storage point for storing data. It sounds pretty obvious from the title itself, but it can contain different types of data. For example, it can contain blob images, static files. It can contain the queues, and it can contain the tables as well. So for that, I believe that it will make a lot of sense if we look at how many, or if we have access to any storage accounts or not here in this user in this subscription. So for that, let's see az storage account list. This is the command to again, you can go online and search. For example, you're saying that Najam, you're just typing the commands. How do we know what the command do we need to execute? So it's because I have done this lab already, and you can obviously always go to the Microsoft documentation. Az storage account we are interested in. So here you have a lot of az storage account create, az storage account delete, but we are interested in listing az storage account list. So this is the one, az storage account list. So again, a lot of gibberish, but here I am forced to use some filtering, and it is possible via this query flag, this query string jmes path query string. You can look into further details of it, but I'll just use it here as it is, and we are interested in what? We are interested in the name of the storage accounts. So the name of the storage account, and let's press enter. So we have three different storage accounts here: customer database, MBT website, security configs. We know that we are trying to access customer data here because of the group that we are in, because of the permissions that we have. So let's just see what type of data does this storage account holds in its tables. And for table, we need to know the commands: easy storage table CLI. Yes, need to know table list, and we need to give, let's execute it as it is: easy storage table list. Please provide storage account name. Okay, account name. The documentation is confusing because it says optional parameters, but I don't know in this description or what they are required. I don't know. So storage account name is customer database from here, and again it will fail, God knows. Azure named credential, you need to provide either an Azure SAS credential or Azure named credential, and for that we need to use this because we are using the AZ CLI session. We need to specify login. We are not specifying the key, which is generally used to access storage accounts. So auth mode is login. Fine. So this storage account has a table with the name of customers in it. Customer database is the name of the storage account. Customers is the name of the table in it. So for that we need to use another command and for that we need to go back to the documentation. AZ storage for querying the tables entity is used, and here we just need to query the table. Okay, we need to specify the table name, and I believe we need to specify the account name and auth mode as well. So let's do it. AZ storage entity query, and the table name is customers, and account name, I don't know why I keep missing the second C. Account name is customer database, and the auth mode is login. Whew. Alrighty, interesting information. Can we format it somehow? Global parameters output -o with the format of table -o tables. I'm sorry, it's table. Fine, that looks much better. So we have customer ID, card number, card expiry, obviously sensitive information with CVV, customer name that we are able to disclose here, and here we have this beautiful flag that you guys can submit to the PwnedLabs portal here. It was a fun lab. We escalated from a basic user, used the credentials of this user, and got access to a key vault, filtered the secrets from it, enumerated the users in the Entra ID, and reused those passwords, and we got access to another user which is Josh Harvey, that was an external user. So, and using which we were able to get access to sensitive credit card information stored in the storage accounts. I hope you liked this walkthrough. Let me know your thoughts in comment section. Thank you. Bye.